Hello and welcome to a look at Total War Warhammer. This is the new game released by Creative Assembly with the first time foray into fantasy. So let's take a quick look at a couple of the factions just really quickly. We've got Dwarves here, Bretonnia, which are your Knights, Greenskins, Orcs, Empire, which are your general kind of late medieval Renaissance look. Then you've got your Warriors of Chaos, which are like your Nordic demon users, which I don't think you've actually got many demons in this at the moment. And then you've got your vampire counts. And the vampire counts are the ones I'm going to play as today. So the quick look at the campaign. That's just your top units for each faction. For anyone coming to this from, completely fresh backgrounds, you've not played Total War before, this is probably the best one to just jump in at, just because it's made really simple. All the kind of technicalities of the campaign, where you've got to manage economy, sanitation, all that kind of stuff, is just pretty much put to the side, which for me, as a long-time Total War fan, I liked all that. But on the other hand, I've finally got my fantasy battles, so I'm cool. So this is a quick look at the Vampire Counts campaign. I'm going to dive straight in. This is the first quest battle for Manfred von Carstein, who I believe the lore is based on kind of old Germanic kind of nobility. So basically, what you've got with the Vampire Counts, you've got a quick idea of what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you through the battle as well. If you look on the left really quick, we've got all of my units on the right are all of theirs. The Empire, like I said, are kind of late medieval, if I'm right here, late medieval units. And then on the left, you've got my Vampire Counts, which are very, very strong individual units. So like Manfred von Carstein, who's my individual hero, the vampire right next to him, who is technically like another lord, but not a legendary hero, not a legendary lord, so she can be killed. Then I've got my skeleton warriors and zombies, which you can see just there next to them, which are just shite. Then the spearmen and the Vargulf, which is a monstrous unit, which is new to Total War now, which is great. Direwolves, which are my fast attack unit. Fellbats, which are my aerial unit. I'll shut up now because he's about to say something.
Brave man.
Sorry.
I command thee to attend. Franz, the son of whores and tumorous burgomeisters, thinks the crown is his. But the house of the Reichland electors is tainted.
Yeah.
As the last great Count of Stirland, mine claim is the truest. I should be emperor. I will be emperor. Bring thy swords. Go, my minions. Reap death. Dance a dance macabre.
Every time I watch one of these intro things, all I can think of is A Knight's Tale. Ulrich von Liechtenstein. So here are all my units basically when they get put on the field. For those again new to Total War, just keep an eye out. You'll kind of catch things as it goes along. You have the 3D campaign map, and then it zooms into a closer look at the actual battle map itself. So that's where all your units are realized in 3D. You get to, employ all your tactics, do whatever you want, fuck everything up. That's pretty much the idea of it. There's my Fellbats, they look pretty damn cool. My Vargeis, which are, I think, correct me if I'm wrong here, vampires that have given in to their hunger and their monstrosity. But I also could be lying, so take nothing I say for truth. So we've got spells on the right. Now Manfred von Carstein is the actual leader of my race, but he's not necessarily the only person in my army that can cast spells. My vampire can. It just depends on whether they're melee specialists or spellcasters. That's the word. Good job, me. So I'm gonna show you a quick tactic and just kind of how to play the vampire counts as I play through this battle. As you can see at the top, that's kind of like the expected win bar right there next to the timer, so it's actually pretty heavily in my favour. This wasn't really the best battle to show you, but it's the first battle in the quest line. I was already pretty well prepared for it. So as you can see, I'm putting my zombies at the front. Now they're a really, really slow moving unit. I should tell you as well, I'm using a mod called the Proper Combat mod, which basically just tweaks the game a little bit, makes the battles a little bit slower. Zombies are a little bit slower, but they've got more health. Just all that kind of stuff. It's something that I quite like. I usually use Radius mod, but that's just, it's not quite employed properly yet, at least not to the kind of quality that I'd like it. So, like I said, as you can see, zombies right at the front, they're going to soak up fire. you don't really need your zombies and your skeleton warriors as the vampire counts. They're just there to kind of hold the enemy down, scare them, let your bigger units really get in and stick no pun intended, stick their teeth in. So I've put monstrous units on the right. I want a really hard monstrous front hitting them, and then kind of fast attack and distract units on the left. Now, aside from my skeleton warriors and my zombies, I've got my spearmen on the flanks as well, just in case. It's just in case. Like, you see they've got one unit of horsemen there. The spearmen are anti-large and anti-charge, basically, for anything cavalry and bigger. Oh god, look at that guy on the left. He's making a good chunk of his head. Kind of feels like me when I started out playing Total War. So, that's a little cool look at the Empire. Those guys look awesome. Got handgunners, so your powerful ranged units. Halberdiers, your anti-large, so I don't want to engage them with my monstrous units. Got the minimap up top and all that kind of jazz, but like I said, this is going to be a pretty easy battle, so I'll just whiz you through it. So, I mean, I'm going to do a full review of this game later on, but for people new to Total War, like I said, this is great for you to come in on. It's not the best game in this series for me, because, and probably for anyone that enjoyed stuff like, I don't know, Medieval, even Empire, I'd say, you know, and Shogun 2, it's not quite that kind of Total War. Like the name, it's all based around war, and it's all based around these little battles that you get into here. So the campaign map and the economy basically fuels that, which is good. It's nice, you know, it's refreshing. I was the kind of person that loved the campaign map, and I loved all the, you know, the family trees of Medieval and all that kind of political intrigue. That was great. And unfortunately, it seems like the games have been, not dumbed down, I don't like it when people say that, but it's been streamlined a lot. And I can see why. When you go back and, like, I play Medieval 2 from time to time still, and you know, a couple of the other games, and it takes mind my language, a fuck of a long time to really get your turns done, when you've got a lot of land as well. And it, you know, that I have to admit has been made better. I can do my turns, you know, play with a friend 3-minute turns at a time, and it works pretty well. I can get everything done and still have time to spare. Now, as you can see here, we've got zombies engaging. They're gonna really suck at this, but zombies engaging their kind of spearmen, swordsmen, and halberdiers, so they're pretty much going to get munched. I brought my monstrous units in on the right to counter that cavalry charge, because what I don't want is anyone getting behind me. See, the weakness of the vampire counts is they crumble. So, whereas most units have morale, so, you know, you start to lose, you take fear or terror damage in inverted commas, then they'll start to waver, and then as more units start to waver, they'll start to break. The vampire counts, it's somewhat the same, but instead of fear, because you're undead, you have no fear, you're already dead. Instead of that, what they're going to do is they're just going to crumble. It's like their leadership has been taken away, basically. So if your leader dies, expect your army to go with it. If you start to lose, expect to see units degrading quickly. I mean, you can lose an army at top speed as the vampire counts if you fuck up. So really, you're... I mean, again, before I say that, with your skeleton warriors and your zombies, they're there for a reason. They're cheap, they're easy to replace, you don't really have to care about them. I just threw them in the front. Now, I'd be a lot more careful if I was playing as the Empire, as those guys right now, not just because I'm fucking outnumbered, but because each unit means more to you, whereas I can just raise the dead after this battle and be absolutely fine. Here we go. Look at that Vargolf coming back in. God, he looks piss angry, doesn't he? Oh, this is cool. I'm about to cast a spell. Just watch down here in the middle. It's called the Gaze of Nagash. There we go. Oh! So the spells are really cool in this game. I know I've jumped over a bit, but the spells are really, really good in this game. I hated the little... For anyone, again, old Total War, I hated all the kind of micromanaging of units and the rapid advance and stuff like that. I loved Medieval 2. It was a case of, you know, people used to say that it was, you know, one of the most tense Total Wars because you'd be on the edge of your seat, watching and waiting. And then I realised that you're on the edge of your seat because you're not doing anything, because you put all your tactics into place and you wait. You fucking wait, and you know, like, you know, when the battle's starting to turn against you. In the old Medievals, it's horrendously tense because you've just got to watch, or you've got to plan something, or you had to take units away and let them rest and bring them back. Like, it was a different kind of game altogether. It's just a different animal. Whereas in, you know, later games, they brought micromanaging in, rapid advance for units, you know, charge bonuses, just frenzies and all that kind of stuff. It just became, for me, too much. But this is nice. They've taken a lot of that away, and now they've just got micromanaging on, like, your lords, your heroes, your specialists, so it feels right. It feels good. And a plus to this as well is you can actually bring your agents into battle. So, you know, in old games we used to have assassins and all that kind of shit hanging around, in this you've got vampires. She's actually usable on the map. You know, she can actually do a lot of stuff, and then she's powerful in game, in the actual battles, which is great. That's so much fun. So these guys are dead. These guys are very, very, very dead. I'm just chasing them down a little bit now. It looked cool, and god damn. I would not want to fight that. It looked cool, and for anyone playing the game at the moment, this is a great way to get your units extra XP. I mean, that just looked iconic to me. I was never a massive Warhammer fan. Like, I played a bit of 40k and all that jazz, but, you know, I never really got any of these models or got into that kind of stuff, but the lore's always been really, really interesting to me, so I know for a lot of people that this is just fucking massive. This is a great game to actually happen. So, there we go. As you can see, they suck. They were terrible. I barely took any losses, which is pretty expected on that. What should I do with them? Return them? Yo, that seems very vampiric. Dominate? Yeah, I'm probably going to dominate them. So, for I realise this isn't really a detailed look at the game. It's just a quick glance. But for older Total War players as well, I'm sure a lot of you are going to be missing that family tree and the kind of investment you had in characters. Well, this is good. It's good because you've got these characters like this I'm about to show you now, Manfred Gronkowski, and he levels up. It's a hell of a level tree. And then you've got this, the details. You can pick up loot after battles, you can give them new armor, weapons. It doesn't actually change the look in the game, I don't think. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure I'm right, but it just gives them little buffs. So, like I said, this is cool. Unfortunately, there's not a huge amount of things, not a huge amount of spells. And everything in here, like everything here is not a spell, it's different things like leadership bonuses, campaign map, movement range, all that kind of stuff, which is, again, it's great, but because this game I think is really set, or at least the Warhammer original universe is set over such a small period of time, you don't have the same opportunity like you did in Medieval, whereby you can kind of swap out, or, you know, have different generations of heroes coming through. Here we go. So I'm looking for a more balanced battle, so we'll try this one out. Let's have a look at the... yes. The mighty undead shall encircle them. Oh, run. 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 Oh, fuck. That was pretty bad. So we won't attack them. That's not going to be the wisest, but we will... that's a quick look at the Raise the Dead feature, which means pretty much anywhere I can just raise up shit troops, but then in areas that there have been massive battles and massive casualties, then I can raise some of my better troops, which makes the vampires so, so dangerous. I'm not really going to go into the campaign map much here, just keep skipping forward and see if we can... Oh, here we go. Oh, for fuck's sake. So much for the terrifying vampire counts. Yeah, right. Here we go. So, I'm using a unit here to see if I can assassinate. 21%, that's not great. I'll probably just lose him. Okay, well, you know what? We'll just attack again. He's taking some attrition here. Aha! Yeah, there we go. So, as I was saying, these are the dwarfs, by the way. As I was saying, this is a hell of a game to kind of come into. It's just great on the battle focus, but the campaign, you're going to be lacking stuff. The graphics are nice. They're good. I mean, I wish I could give you a better opinion rather than nice, but I mean they're good. Again, they don't feel to me, and I don't know if people would agree with me on this, but they don't feel quite as sharp as something like Shogun 2's graphics, which is strange, but you know, I guess they had a lot less kind of variation in units to deal with there. And the dwarves, which you'll see in a minute, have this kind of odd, almost cartoony look about them, which again, people that have played Warhammer, the actual tabletop, maybe they know a lot better. Maybe that's exactly how the men look, and they've represented it beautifully. Just for me, I love the kind of dead to rights realism. There you go. There we go. Now we can see them. I mean, they look good. That's the thing. It's not like the graphics are bad. I'd be completely lying if I said that. They're, really, really nice graphics, but maybe the style is what I mean. The style isn't quite what I'd go for. So before I carry on, just a quick look at what we're doing again. I mean, I'm sure you got the idea from the last battle I was having. Zombies up front. You want your fast attack units. I've got direwolves set up. They can actually deploy outside of my deployment range, so they're up on the sides because I noticed they've got artillery, so they're going to try and pummel me with that. But the dwarves are known for being hardy bastards. I mean, think your Tolkien lore really here. They're just hardy, nasty troops you do not want to fight. And especially against a Vampire Count's army, which is really, really, lots of really, really weak units that I don't mind losing. But again, I don't want to watch them get crunched up against dwarven shields. So my idea here is going to be getting into battle as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, I have no ranged units, so all I can do is slowly shamble towards them. Thank you. I know that they're pummeling me. I know they're decimating me, just hang on. So I'm going to keep these, because of the line of sight mechanic, those troops under the crest of the hill there can't actually see my direwolves, which if you look just above the unit cards is shown right there with the little eye symbol. So we touched on graphics, a bit of the campaign map where we've told you about the economy. It's just, a lot of it's kind of background income, and a lot of the games, I think you'll find with a lot of factions, a lot of their income is based around raiding and sacking and fighting, so you've just got to be in constant battles to really keep afloat with big armies in this game, which is, again, unlike the old ones. So if that's what you're into, fantastic. If it's not, then, I mean, this is still a good game. It's just not as deep as the other Total, it's not as in-depth as the other Total Wars I've found so far. But again, maybe for this lore, that's what they want. So here we go, the dwarves have set up a quick line here. They're going to be hitting me with that artillery pretty fast. Yeah, here we go. So this is what I shouldn't really have done. Don't really waste Fellbats. You might see a lot of YouTubers just throwing Fellbats away. Don't do it. Do not do it. Any aerial unit can stop a charge from any unit. So what I usually do, except for right now, because I thought the artillery was going to do a lot more damage, but what I usually do is keep those Fellbats and other high-flying units either back if they've not got too much range units. If they've not got too many range units, I'd keep them back and just use them to stop charges, stop any kind of horsemen coming around, delay everything that they can do. So basically, you're just putting a stop on any kind of advantage, any kind of tactical advantage an enemy can have over you. Plus, they can zip around the field like nothing. At the end of the map, I'm sure so many of you know what it's like to chase down like 5 fucking range units across a map with, even if you've got 10 normal units, they're tired, heavy armor, they just cannot catch up, and you're just getting whittled away. So the flying units are so helpful for that. They just lock them down for a second while you get your units in, so you can finish off battles even quicker.
The enemy waver, my lord. Their troops begin to flee. Run the cowards down.
Alright, I'm gonna zip in a minute and let you just watch the battle. But this was a lot tougher. As you can see at the top, it was a lot closer a battle. I mean, still in my favour, but again, you've got to factor in the fact that the vampire counts aren't strong in their kind of men of the line units. Here we go, look at everything charging there. Dire wolves getting there on the flank. Here we go. Oh, the crunch. They still haven't got charges as satisfying as they could be in this game yet, but it still feels pretty good to watch hordes of skeleton warriors crush up against dwarf warriors. Now bear in mind as well, at the end of this battle, these aren't even, you know, considering how much I was outnumbering them, these aren't even kind of dwarven top units right now. These are just mid-range, low mid-range. So I'm wondering if I just highlight anything else for you before I zip up. I know this is only a quick look at the game and a quick look at a couple of battles. But I will be releasing a video next, which is going to be a good review of the game. And it's going to wait up. Like I said, I've played pretty much every Total War since right at the beginning. So I'm going to weigh it up against all past Total Wars, what it does better, what it doesn't, basically. But, if you come in here just to watch a battle, awesome. Check out the dwarves, hold the line as long as they can. If you come in to get a better idea of the game, then if you like simplicity, or as much simplicity as you can get in a Total War, really good battle system, awesome looking units. Fair enough, they've taken out the one-on-one animations, or a lot of the one-on-one animations, but this is a little more in line with what it used to be like. A little. So if you like all that, then you can't really go wrong with this right now. It's not perfect, but as I've always said with Creative Assembly and Total War games, modders will get to it. It's one of the hottest modding communities on the internet, so. Oh, that's another video I'm going to be doing as well, a quick mod spotlight. As new ones come out and find out what's best for the game, including new units and everything like that. So the next one after the review is probably going to be the Radius, once he updates it a little more, once they update a little more. Alright, well, I'm going to leave you here. I'm going to let you watch the rest of the video. And hopefully I will see you, if you've enjoyed it, I will see you back for the next one. I know it's been a bit slapdash, but it's a first recording, and I know I'm enjoying it already, so I hope you guys are as well. Alright, well, thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
I fixed. I'm death ascender.
The enemy commander runs from the field, my lord, and a sorry spectacle it is too. His army will surely follow.
Vampire Law,